There's a liquid that costs less than $1 at any drugstore in America. It comes in a plain brown bottle that most people walk past without a second glance. Pour it onto black mold growing on your ceiling, and within minutes the mold dissolves. The dark stain left behind by months of water damage fades to white right before your eyes. No sanding, no scraping, no primer, no repaint. A ceiling that looked condemned 30 minutes ago now looks factory new. This liquid has been sitting on pharmacy shelves since the 1800s. Hospitals use it to sterilize surgical instruments. NASA used it as rocket propellant. And your grandmother kept a bottle under the kitchen sink for nearly everything. It kills mold at the cellular level through a chemical reaction called oxidation. It breaks apart the fungal cell walls the same way fire breaks apart paper. And when it finishes, it leaves behind nothing but water and oxygen. No toxic residue, no chemical smell, no damage to the surface underneath. A mold remediation contractor will charge you between $2,000 and $5,000 to do what this bottle does in an afternoon. The mold remediation industry generates billions of dollars every single year in the United States alone. A $1 bottle that eliminates their entire sales pitch cannot be allowed to become common knowledge, not because it is dangerous, because it is too effective. This is the story of the cheapest ceiling restoration liquid ever discovered and the billion-dollar industry that prays you never find out about it. Welcome to Forbidden Camping. If you're not subscribed yet, hit subscribe and the bell. This is where we dig up what the industry buried. In 1818, a French chemist named Louis Jacques Tanner was working in a cramped laboratory in Paris. He was experimenting with barium peroxide and nitric acid when something unexpected happened. A clear, odorless liquid formed at the bottom of his glass vessel. He tested it on organic matter. It bubbled. It fizzed. It dissolved biological material on contact. Thénard had just created hydrogen peroxide for the first time in recorded history. He documented every reaction meticulously in his laboratory journal. He noted that the compound released pure oxygen when it contacted organic tissue. He described how it bleached pigments and neutralized bacterial colonies within seconds. The scientific community in Paris immediately recognized the potential. But hydrogen peroxide was unstable, difficult to store, impossible to manufacture at scale. For nearly a century, it remained a laboratory curiosity locked inside university chemistry departments. Then in 1910, everything changed. German and French chemical engineers developed the first industrial production method using electrolysis. Suddenly, hydrogen peroxide could be manufactured in massive quantities at almost no cost. Factories across Europe began producing barrels of it for textile bleaching. Hospitals adopted it as a wound disinfectant. During the First World War, field surgeons discovered that pouring 3% hydrogen peroxide into infected wounds killed bacteria faster than any carbolic acid solution available. Battlefield medics carried small brown glass bottles in their kits across the trenches of France. The brown bottle was not an accident. Hydrogen peroxide degrades when exposed to light. That simple dark container became one of the most recognizable packages in pharmaceutical history. It cost pennies to produce but could sterilize an entire hospital ward. After the war ended, American pharmaceutical companies began mass producing the compound in small consumer bottles. The price dropped to almost nothing. Production costs were negligible because the raw ingredients were water and oxygen. By the 1930s, American households had adopted it as a staple cleaning product. Women used it to bleach linens. Farmers used it to sanitize dairy equipment. Janitors discovered something remarkable. When they poured it onto mold growing on bathroom walls, the mold vanished. Not just the surface growth, the stain underneath disappeared too. The oxidation reaction was attacking the melanin pigment that gives mold its dark color. It was killing the organism and erasing the evidence simultaneously. By 1945, hydrogen peroxide sat in nearly every medicine cabinet in America. 3% concentration, brown plastic bottle, retail price under $50, and it could do something that no professional cleaning service wanted you to know. It could restore a moldy, water-stained ceiling to pristine white condition in under 30 minutes. No contractor required, no equipment rental, no specialized training, just a spray bottle, a $1 purchase, and 15 minutes of patience. This video is just the surface. I have collected everything the mold remediation industry does not want you to know. All in the complete, forbidden camping vault, the step-by-step ceiling restoration method that contractors charge thousands for, and you can do for $1. Natural mold prevention formulas that keep ceilings white permanently without chemical sprays. The complete water damage assessment guide so you know exactly when you need a professional and when you do not. Hidden moisture detection techniques that home inspectors use but never teach homeowners. Emergency leak response protocols that stop mold before it even starts growing. And much more, over 10 guides in one place, no fluff, straight to the point. The link is in the description. But stay here, the video is just getting started. Now let me show you the science that makes this work. Hydrogen peroxide is a molecule made of 2 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen atoms. When it contacts organic material like mold, it releases one of those oxygen atoms. That free oxygen atom is called a reactive oxygen species, and it is extraordinarily destructive to living cells. It tears through the cell membrane of the fungus like a bullet through wet tissue paper. A study published in the journal Applied in Environmental Microbiology tested hydrogen peroxide against 6 of the most common household mold species. The researchers found that 3% concentration eliminated fungal colonies on solid surfaces within 10 minutes of contact. 10 minutes, the same concentration you buy at the dollar store for 99. The Environmental Protection Agency reports that approximately 47% of American homes have dampness or mold problems. That means nearly half of every house on your street is dealing with this right now. The EPA estimates that 6 million asthma cases in the United States are directly caused by dampness and mold exposure. The World Health Organization confirmed that mold increases respiratory illness rates by 30 to 50%. And the Mayo Clinic published a study finding that 96% of chronic sinus infections are directly linked to mold exposure. 45 million buildings in the United States have unhealthy levels of mold right now. 14,000 Americans experience new water damage every single day. And every single one of them is a potential customer for an industry that charges thousands to solve a problem that costs less than $1. The numbers are staggering, but they get worse because the industry counting on your ignorance is not slowing down. It is accelerating. Professional mold remediation in the United States cost an average of $2,300 per project. Most homeowners pay between $1, $200 and $750 just to get someone to look at their ceiling. For severe cases involving multiple rooms, the bill can climb to 10 zeros, 20, even $30. A single bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide costs 99 at the Dollar Tree. $1 versus $3 for the exact same ceiling result. The math alone should make you furious, but the real scandal is not the price difference. It is why you never learned about this in the first place. If you have made it this far, you already know more about mold removal than 99% of homeowners in America. Subscribe and share with someone who needs to remember what the industry made us forget. And remember, everything they buried is in the complete vault. Link in the description. Now, stay with me. The next vault is the heaviest. So, why does the mold remediation industry exist at all when a $1 liquid does the job? Because you cannot build a billion-dollar industry around a product that anyone can buy for pocket change. The global mold remediation service market was valued at over $1 billion in 2024. North America alone accounts for 39% of that revenue. Companies like ServPro, Belelfer, and ServiceMaster have built national franchises on a single premise. That premise is simple. Mold is too dangerous for you to handle alone. They convinced homeowners that removing mold requires containment barriers, HEPA systems, hazmat suits, and professional-grade bio-IDs. For severe structural contamination behind walls and inside ductwork, that may sometimes be true. But for surface mold on a painted ceiling caused by a small roof leak or condensation, the requirement is absurd. The EPA itself states clearly on its official website that homeowners can safely handle mold areas smaller than 10 square feet. 10 square feet, that is roughly the size of a bathroom ceiling, yet contractors arrive in white vans, set up plastic sheeting, and hand you an invoice for $4,000. They are not charging you for the chemical that kills the mold. They are charging you for the fear that you cannot do it yourself. The entire mold remediation business model depends on one thing: your ignorance. If every homeowner in America knew that one bottle of hydrogen peroxide could eliminate surface mold and restore their ceiling, the industry would collapse overnight. You cannot patent hydrogen peroxide, the compound entered public domain over a century ago. You cannot create a proprietary version that locks customers into repeat purchases. You cannot generate ongoing service contracts around a product that anyone can buy at any pharmacy. The entire economic structure of mold remediation requires a customer who believes the problem is beyond their capability. A $1 solution that works in 15 minutes represents everything that model cannot survive, so the solution had to stay invisible. Not banned, not illegal, just never mentioned. When was the last time a contractor told you to try hydrogen peroxide before calling them? When was the last time a home improvement show recommended a $1 fix instead of a professional service? When was the last time your landlord handed you a spray bottle instead of hiring a remediation crew and raising your rent? The silence is not accidental, it is structural. An industry does not grow to billions of dollars by advertising the competition. And the competition in this case costs less than a cup of gas station coffee, 45 million buildings with mold problems, billions of dollars in annual revenue. The fix has been sitting on the shelf at the Dollar Tree the entire time. That is what should make you angry. Now, here is exactly what to do. Go to any pharmacy, dollar store, or grocery store and buy a bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide. Make sure it says 3% concentration on the label. This is the standard household strength. Pour it into a clean spray bottle. Do not dilute it. Use it at full strength straight from the container. Before you begin, open a window in the room for ventilation and put on basic rubber gloves. Spray the moldy area on your ceiling thoroughly until the surface is completely saturated and dripping. Do not wipe it, do not scrub it. Let the liquid sit and work. You will see it begin to bubble and fizz within seconds. That fizzing is the oxidation reaction destroying the mold cells. Wait 10 to 15 minutes. For heavy stains, you may need to wait up to 30 minutes. After the waiting period, gently wipe the area with a clean cloth or paper towel. The mold will be dead. The dark stain will have faded dramatically or disappeared entirely. For stubborn water stains with deep discoloration, apply a second coat and wait another 15 minutes. Most ceilings require only one application. Severe cases may need two. The total cost of materials is under $2, including the spray bottle. The total time investment is under 30 minutes, including preparation and cleanup. Compare that to the industry alternative. 2 to 4 weeks of scheduling, plastic tarps across your furniture, industrial fans running day and night. A bill that could pay for a vacation. A professional contractor would have charged you between $2,000 and $5,000 for the same outcome. One homeowner in Florida reported removing a ceiling stain that had been growing for 3 years in under 20 minutes with a single bottle. A landlord in Texas restored 14 apartment ceilings in one weekend for less than $15 total. A retired teacher in Ohio eliminated bathroom mold she had been told would require a $200 remediation job. She spent $1 and 12 minutes. The ceiling looked brand new. One important note I need to be honest about. This method works beautifully for surface mold on painted ceilings, drywall, tile, and grout. If you suspect mold has penetrated deep into structural wood or is growing behind walls inside insulation or ductwork, that is a different situation. Structural mold contamination may genuinely require professional remediation with containment protocols. Always fix the source of moisture first. A leak that keeps dripping will bring the mold back regardless of what you spray on it. Hydrogen peroxide is the cure, but stopping the water is the prevention. This knowledge did not disappear. It was waiting in a brown bottle on a bottom shelf where no one thought to look. For over 200 years, this compound has been dissolving mold, bleaching stains, and restoring surfaces. It survived 2 world wars, a pharmaceutical revolution, and an entire industry built on making sure you never learned its name. Your ceiling does not need a contractor. It does not need a $400 invoice. It does not need 2 weeks of plastic sheeting and industrial fans. It needs 99 cents and 15 minutes. The knowledge was never lost. It was buried under invoices and fear. If this video opened something for you, subscribe and share it. Every like and every share preserves what the remediation industry tried to bury. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is even heavier.